What can you tell Texans fans about Joe Mixon?
I think Joe Mixon, from a Bengals perspective, I think a lot of Bengals fans were maybe not happy that he left, but were ready to move on. If only because, I think Joe Mixon wasn't exactly the most explosive player, and that's what the Bengals were looking for. They were looking for someone to pair with Chase Brown and kind of have this two-headed attack. And, Joe Mixon didn't always give them that last year. For the Texans, I think it's a little bit of a different case where I think Joe Mixon actually is a pretty good fit for the Texans for a couple of reasons. I think the Texans have a better offensive line than the Bengals do. I just wrapped up doing our offensive line rankings. I think that Houston's offensive line is better than Cincinnati's and should be improved as multiple guys get back from injury. So I like that a lot. I also like the fact that the Houston Texans use under center far much more often than the Bengals do. I think running under center is a real strength for Joe Mixon and something he didn't get to do a lot in Cincinnati. With Houston using that under center game and that play action game where CJ Stroud turns his back to the defense, I think Mixon's a really good fit from that perspective. So I know there are concerns, at least from a Bengals perspective, but from what the Texans were dealing with last year, I think Mixon represents a pretty good upgrade.